Hello everyone. I am Rahul Gaikwad, Associate Professor, Department of English, Maharaja Jivajirao Shinde Mahavidyalaya, Srigonda. Dear friends, today we are going to talk about an integral part of the structure of a novel point of view. It is an essential element in order to understand a novel properly. See, point of view is the lens through which a reader views a story. It is the way the author allows you to see and hear what is going on. A point of view signifies the way a story gets told. See, narrator narrates the novel. Okay, and point of view is about that narrator. We can also define point by an author by means of which the reader is presented with the characters, dialogue, actions, setting, and events which constitute the narrative in a work of fiction. See, a point of view according to this definition is the mode or modes, the way. Okay, mode means the ways, the various ways in through which an author presented the characters in a novel, its dialogue, the action, setting, and all the events of that fiction. See, we can also say that point of view is the narrative perspective from which events in a story or novel are told. It is the perspective, it is the angle through which we look at the stories. It is the angle through which, it is the perspective through which the novelist narrates the novel, the story. See, in a novel, the narrator is your guide. As far as drama is concerned, the director can be considered as the, most important factor in order to understand, in order to give some kind of perspective to the drama in addition to the writer. And here, the most important element is narrator. The point of view is the perspective of this story. It is important thing. See, when you read a story or when you read a novel, the narrative point of view, and you can only understand the narrative point of view when you come across or when you understand who is the narrator. It is important. Why? Because the narrator controls what and how much is told. It is the narrator who can define what extent or what kind of event should be related or how much should be told. The kind of information given the reader. Narrator also controls the information that has been given to the reader. And sometimes the narrator even shape the work itself. See, we can classify point of view into various categories. The most important categories are the first person point of view and the third person point of view. See, in the first person point of view, a character from the story is telling the story. Okay, a character from the novel tells the story or narrates the novel. And he uses the pronouns as I and me. Okay, so there are many novels. For example, the famous novel in the beginning of the novels, there are a few famous novels like Robinson Crusoe or Pamela by Richardson. Okay, these novels have been narrated to you through the first person point of view. The third person point of she, they, like that. Okay, many novels have been written in third person point of view, and basically it is the most common point of view. For example, the novels of James Joyce can be considered as a pub, just like the novels third has been the novels of D.H. Lawrence or James Joyce have been narrated through the third person point of view. See, the first person point of view means the narrator is a character in the story. In the first person point of view, the narrator is always the character. It describes the action in his or her own words. Okay, the character describes the action in his or her own words. What is shown is limited to the character's observations and thoughts in the first person point of view. Because it is limited, because only one character narrates the story. So he is limited to only his own point of view. So it is limited. As far as third person point of view is concerned, in third person point of view, events and characters described by a character outside the action. Okay? In the third person point of view, the narrator is outside the action. He is outside the novel. He does not take part in the plot itself. We can classify third person point of view into two categories. The first category is the third person limited point of view. As its name suggests, the narrator, in the limited point third person point of view, the narrator tells the story from the perspective of only one character, and the reader only learns what this person feels and experiences. So it is important that in the third person point of view, the novel has been narrated through the perspective of only one character. And the other type of third person point of view is the third person omniscient point of view. In the third person omniscient point of view, the narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all the characters in a story. He is omniscient. Got it? He knows everything. The narrator is all knowing. Okay, he can describe the feelings of many characters at a time. He can see into the mind of more than one character, and he gives access to the readers to all characters. Okay, thank you, friends. With this, we will conclude our session. Thank you.